Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the real puzzle of 2025. It was a year where artificial intelligence seemed to be promising a brand new future, while for so many of us, the present felt more uncertain than ever before.
So let's just get right to it, right? How in the world can we have these mind-blowing AI breakthroughs happening at the exact same time as massive, painful layoffs across pretty much every industry? What is going on?
And that, right there, is the paradox that really defined the whole year. We have this unprecedented technological acceleration slamming right into some serious economic uncertainty. It kind of felt like we were all driving a race car, but through this super thick fog, you know? It left so many of us just wondering, what does the road ahead actually look like? Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll really dig into that central paradox. Then we're going to look at two huge challenges: AI's effect on jobs and a big environmental cost that's kind of flying under the radar. From there, we'll switch gears and talk solutions, a personal blueprint for you to navigate this new world. And we'll wrap it all up with what I think is the most important piece of the puzzle: human connection.
First up, the great reshuffle in the job market. So, this recent wave of layoffs, it's not just your typical economic downturn, nope. There's a really powerful new ingredient in the mix, and it's completely changing the rules of the game.
When things get uncertain, companies are making this big strategic pivot. They're shifting away from the old school human-led hiring, and they're jumping on these AI-driven strategies that are all about efficiency and, let's be honest, cutting costs. It's a pragmatic move from their perspective, but man, is it disruptive. And this all leads to a really, really crucial insight. This isn't really about humans getting replaced. Not at all. The market is sending out this super clear signal. Our future, our most valuable roles are going to be right there alongside AI, working with it. It's a call to adapt, not to panic.
Okay, now let's switch gears and look at a whole different kind of challenge. Beyond the job market, this AI boom is creating a hidden risk, one that's maybe less about our careers right now and a lot more about our planet tomorrow.
The scale of this is just wow. It's staggering. We're talking billions with a B being poured into this massive expansion of data centers, especially in the Middle East. You go to events like LEAP and GTEx, and it's just a flood of capital, a tidal wave of innovation, all focused on building the hardware that makes AI tick. And this is where the problem really comes into focus. While the pace of innovation is just off the charts, the focus on sustainability is, well, it's way, way behind. These new data centers need an insane amount of power and cooling, and that's creating this huge environmental challenge that just isn't getting the same kind of urgent attention. So what's happening? Well, essentially, the industry is just kicking the can down the road. But here's the thing, that delay is creating a massive risk for the future. The forecasts are pretty clear. In just the next couple of years, things like crazy energy costs and real infrastructure limits are going to get so intense that they'll be absolutely impossible to ignore. So, okay, we're facing these massive external shifts. What can you actually do about it? This brings us to the response. It's time to go from talking about the big external challenges to the real, actionable things you can build for yourself. Think of it as your personal blueprint for this new volatile era. Here's a really simple but super powerful 3-step framework. First up, commit to always be learning. Seriously, see it as your psychological anchor in a stormy sea. It's how you build a solid foundation when everything else feels shaky. Step 2, apply what you learn. This is so important. Don't just collect digital certificates, okay? Create your own lab. Mix those new skills with your hard-won experience on actual projects. Make it real. And third, share what you know. Look, you don't have to be some kind of guru. Just share your unique take on the human side of all this change. Connect the how of the tech to the why of our culture. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Real, true resilience in your career, it isn't just about the skills you list on a resume. It's about your internal commitment to always be growing. The market? It's going to change. It always does. But a mindset that's laser-focused on development, that's an asset that you, and only you, control. And that brings us to our last, and honestly, our most important section. Because underneath all the strategy, all the tech, all the market craziness, lies the ultimate foundation for getting through all this uncertainty, our unshakable human core. When times get tough, your well-being is your #1 asset. And this isn't some fluffy, abstract advice. It's a practical toolkit. First, maintain a stable mindset. Second, build routines that include real human connection. And third, make time for your peers. Share what you're going through and just be there for each other. Seriously, these are your non-negotiables.
Because in the end, it really all boils down to this one simple truth. Through all the chaos, all the market swings, all the technological change, what we all need, what truly keeps us grounded and resilient, is that human connection.
So here's the big takeaway. This whole conversation, it's not about technology versus humanity. Not at all. It's about how we use these incredible new tools, and it's a strong foundation of human culture, of great leadership, and of genuine connection that gives all this technology its real purpose. And this leaves us with one last thought to chew on. As AI gets better and better at handling the how, the tasks, the processes, the execution, it actually frees us up to focus on something way more important. So the question for you is this: what why are you going to focus on?